it's the gin or.
Yeah, is American translation.
Nah, talk to me in a soft way. Gin or not? Hey! It's okay, I'll vote for myself. So we have 2 votes. That man's vote and my vote.
They should.
He's the love of my life. Enjoy the last of the bye.
Get verbal in the house, y'all.
What's up? What's going on? Okay, first thing is first, right? First thing is first. Ethy, dwarf anacondas. I need explanations.
Well, first, yes,
wait. What am I giving her?
Yeah. You wouldn't do it.
I'm not
Maseti. Of course. I tried them for the first time when I was in Zen. At first when I looked at it, I'm like, what is this? Yes. It looks like it's going to come alive.
You see?
And then I had it, and then I got addicted. But I've never heard someone call them.
I don't even know where that came from.
Dwarf anacondas?
No.
Hello, Black. Those are dwarf anacondas. They don't grow. They're just short. They're anacondas, baby. But first of all, thank you so much for coming, and it's good to have you. And
thank you for having me.
First,
thank you for having me.
You've been in Zambia for like 2 weeks, 1 week?
No, not even, right? I think I'm on 4 days now. Right?
4 days. Yeah, it's a week now.
Yeah, it's a week now.
Okay.
My math is horrible. Why are you embarrassing me in front of people on air?
No, I'm not trying to embarrass you. Talking about Imokwisa in Zambia. When you came in Zambia, did you always want to be a musician? Was that dream born?
Funny enough, there's a musician before I even came to Zed. It's just that Young Vrobo became the star that he is because of Zed. Zed made Young Vrobo.
When was that?
That was years ago, man. This is even before Zone Fam. So I used to freestyle. Battle people actually on Lusaka Skits. Funny enough, people don't know. Back before even Zone Fam started, I used to freestyle battle. Disingana J, 1 2 1 2 once in a while, and then I got attention of people. So that's when Duncan paid attention. It's like, you know what? There's something with this kid. There's something with this boy.
But let me take you back before coming to Zambia, right? Let's say the first time you came into Zambia. Let's talk that experience. Challenges. Did people treat you the right way? I know the ladies treated you right, but the boys.
You know what? Okay, you can imagine there's this boy, baggy pants, big shirts, hair that comes up to his shoulders.
Yes, sir.
So they'll just look at me like, what's going on here? What's all of this? I won't lie. I looked up normal, guys. I looked up normal because I love the culture. Everything to do with music, anything to do with hip hop, I love the culture. So I embodied that in the way I dressed, in the way I spoke, in the way I looked.
And we were not doing that.
Some were, actually some were, but back then, man, like, no one was taking hip hop seriously. It wasn't like, you can openly say, Dinayo. It wasn't a thing. And back then it was more of like an insult if someone called you a bad. It's like you're not serious, you're playing around,
Was that the case in South Africa?
Yes, because in South Africa what was big at the time was Kwaito music. So hip hop used to compete with Kwaito music. So even in South Africa, like I came from that. So I was used to it. So when people would make fun of me in Zed, I'd be like, my whole job,
I am hip hop.
You know what I mean? And we've been going through that side. So I actually felt better when I came here and I realized that my here go through the same thing.
Yeah.
They would make fun of them because of the way they talk, the way they rap, the way they dress.
Yeah.
So like for me, I felt like it's home away from home. But that's what made me even more hungry. I was like, you know what? One day I'm gonna be so big. I'm gonna be so big. All of you are gonna want to be like.
Okay.
Oh.
That was my dream.
Were we doing a good job when you came into the country? Were we good your bodies? Should I put it like
Yes. Yes, because the Yorubalis I met here.
They were
hot bones.
Rap. So this was the era 5-4, B-Mac. You know, when you listen to them rap, you're like, yo, how? Where is this guy from? You know? And these are people I've never even heard of before. Like I met them, I was like, how is there so much talent? And you know, we don't know about it in South Bay. We don't know about it anywhere else. But that also pushed another hand. I was like, you know what? You can do so much. And the Your Body Committee
decided that you should be inducted into the...
And they let me in. But before I came in, I had to battle a couple of people. So I earned my respect. Let me make that very clear. Like Young Rock, I earned my respect in the streets of Lusaka before I even got accepted by anyone. Because back then it was, this little boy here with hair, what. Like they didn't take me seriously until they heard me rap. And then I actually had to disrespect. I battled Crisis's members, Camstar. Like I actually had a one-on-one.
I remember that. There was a video.
Yes, that's what made my career. That's where my career started. That particular event. That's where my career started.
When was that, right?
That was 2010, 2011. No, 2011.
Wait, so before Elon Musk back to Nagada Crisis, I'm a fan of Crisis. Did you ever think of becoming in a group like his own fan?
No, that was 100% the hoster. He's the one who came up with that idea. For us, it was, we were all individual artists. So I was doing my own thing, Dope was doing his own thing, Rox was doing his own thing, Tim was doing his own thing, Alkanai was doing his own thing. But they were all under Slam Dunk Records, which is the record label that Hoster owned.
That was before you were signed?
That was before. That was like years before I was inside. Like I found these guys doing their thing with Slam Dunk Records.
But what was your mission? You know, I mean, coming to Zambia is one thing, but I mean, and it might be the wrong time to ask the reason why you came to Zambia or the relocation. But the right question would be maybe, as you were coming, is this something you thought you were going to do for life?
I wasn't happy when.
I hope the woman wasn't involved.
No, my love, you can die. My love,
you get begged.
Why were you not happy?
You get begged. No, look, back then I started a movement in South Bay where I was rapping and people were finally noticing me. Like I was making a name in my hometown in Pretoria. Like I was making a name. Back then they even used to call me Verbal Assassin. You know. So even then, like I was bubbling under. I was becoming big. People were starting to know me. I was becoming more recognizable. Then my dad is like, yeah, so we're going to Zambia. So I'm like, okay. You know? And the first time I'm like, what's in Z? Like what?
You don't know anything.
You know, like I don't know, and it would literally mean starting from scratch.
Are you saying there was no music in Zambia?
No, let me not even lie. Not even a single song. And by then, the Z community in South Bay wasn't big. It was like people were there, but they were scattered. It wasn't like a community like where, you know, when a song is popping. Yeah, like now if a song is popping, I just go to downtown Josie and I know I'll meet some fellas. They'll give me the latest music. Oh, this is who's bubbling. This is who's popping. Back then there was none of that. None of that. So for me it was like. And I was like, in Z, definitely, there's no one who's doing hip hop. So, like, nothing's going on. And my dad, he dragged me here. I was not happy. I was like, the first 2 weeks, I was like, yeah, it's over. It's done.
I'm done. My career is done.
I'll become a marketing manager somewhere. And I'll just, you know, I'll just do suit and tie. I'll behave.
But let's talk parents.
You
know, how supportive were they and how not supportive were they?
I love my parents to death, but they never supported the music. They never supported the music.
Did you tell them this after you got the award? That's in the future, but you will answer that later. But now, I want to hear this story.
No, like they never support. My dad hated it. My dad hated it because my dad was a diplomat, so he was dignified. I keep on saying once like the man, hey, control the time. He is. Yes. He's very dignified, and my dad is a military man. He was a soldier. He used to fight with MK Mkondo before ANC. Frontliner. This is commando type, you know. So yeah, like so for him. His son, first of all, has got long hair. That's probably number one.
Breaker number one.
That's the first rule. Like, you know, military men, like you need to cut, table cut, like his son has long hair, his son wears big clothes, his son talks like an American.
Yeah, it is what it is, my brother.
This is a man who fought for the freedom of this country.
Of Africa.
For Africa.
Man.
And then his son comes now, he talks to the
It is what it is, my
what
brother.
up, man?
What up, Dad?
You know what I'm saying? What's going on, pops? You shut up now. Shut up. He hates it.
When,
You know what I'm saying? This guy complaining about you. Come to the house. You know what I mean? So it was a challenge. But as time went on, he realized that look, this is not a phase. This guy, this is he loves what he does. You know, and you know the thought, you know what they say, African parents, no, he'll grow out of it. Give him time, he'll get out of it, he'll get it. Then as time went on, they realized. And then when we won the channel, he sent me a message.
Yeah.
Because I was with the boys, we were celebrating in Joburg with Roberto. Roberto was actually, shout out to Roberto. Roberto actually flew down to South Africa to come and celebrate with us. We won the Channel Award. Roberto flew down to South Africa to come and congratulate us and we celebrated.
You guys don't talk about this.
I know.
No, yeah, like
Because now we think you're ahead each other.
Yeah, I know.
No. Roberto, I remember the night when we won that award. Wizkid, Ice Prince, they were all in VIP. So it's one of those where, like, Nigerians are very connected. You know what I mean? So when when they celebrate, it's one big family. Then Roberto popped up because we're just chilling, you know, in our own corner, zone fam, you know. Then Roberto popped up. It was a party, man.
Party after party.
It was a party.
I hope he told his wife about that because if he didn't,
That was before
you guys just sold him out.
That was before he was married.
He was still.
He was a free man.
I'm still gonna take you back. You know, you said something about the cipher that actually the poster recognized. Who was Hosta and why was it so? Why did you feel? Because I mean, you've mentioned him a number of times. You said he's someone of significance to you. I said, what made him so much a significant? I know it's because of he helped you get to Zone Fam and all of that. But for you, not with Zone Fam, for you, how important was Hosta?
Hosta was everything, man. Hosta is the godfather, the one who started the hip hop foundation. Okay, not started, but he was part of it. You know what I mean? Hosta is responsible for discovering so much talent. He's the one who used to share music. Even today, Hosta shares everyone's music. You know,
I used to notice.
on every single platform. If there's anyone who loves Z music and wants to see Z music on an international stage, it's Hosta. Hosta loves the culture. He loves the music and everything about it. So for me, Hosta was everything because he was the front runner of hip hop in Z. Back when people were not even dropping albums, Hosta was dropping albums. He doesn't care if like 20 people buy it. For him, it's a win. For him, it means there are 20 people out there listening to hip hop. You know, Hosta gave countless. All the big artists that you may mention now, they've had an interaction with Hosta at some point. Hosta is the godfather of Z music.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I love that. Before Effie comes in, another thing that I wanted to know, you know, so, because Kamsta was the guy.
Yes.
When it came down to just rap.
To bring hip hop.
Yeah.
Kamsta Crisis.
He was the guy. And I'm sure going into that battle, it felt like going to fight Mike Tyson.
Yes, actually, yeah. But the thing is, I won't lie, even till now, I'm very disrespectful.
Okay.
Like let me put it out there. I'm very disrespectful. I stand for mine. I fight for mine, and I'm very confident in what I do.
Yeah.
So when I was going into that battle, actually I remember Hosta was telling me, "Is like, are you sure
you want
to battle this
guy?"
Because and the thing is, I've heard him before, and I knew like this is the guy. So in my head, I'm thinking, this is the guy to beat,
so that
to be considered anyway in the top 5.
Okay.
So for me, it was like, no matter what happens, it's either you or me, and I choose me.
Okay.
I'm not going to die. I refuse. I'm not going to die. Yeah. And I went in, man, and I won that battle, and my career changed after that.
So, watch the dual sana pama rap and whatnot and so on and so forth.
Yes, please.
We share a process you join Zone Farm. How was it?
Yeah, the animals that are
the creation of
the Zone Farm itself. You team Dob G and Jerox.
When Hosta suggested it, it didn't make sense. Like it was like, why? You know, because we were all individual artists, but Hoster noticed that we all have
Different
feels,
Like the
different styles.
transformance.
Exactly,
Yeah.
you know. And then he thought to himself, he's like, you know, and even said, I remember he said one time, like, one day, imagine creating like a super group. You know, and whenever he said super group, for me it didn't make sense. You know, yeah, when you say super group, me, I'm thinking about Wu-Tang.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like 20, 30 people, like one movement, you know what I mean?
On stage.
You know?
On stage. You don't want to shine in here.
So one time in studio, he's like, you know what? Let's record a song for Slam Dunk Records. And then I want all of you guys on it. So it's going to be an anthem. It's actually on Hoster's album. It was a mixtape actually. And it was called The Cypher.
Okay.
The Cypher had all of the Slam Dunk Record artists. And we all went hard.
On it.
We went hard. And then afterwards when we're listening, we're like,
Yes.
okay. Can you imagine, for real,
Yeah.
if we were like a super group? And then just like that, it started. And yeah, it was a super group.
So what was the first hit song yeah was on farm like as a group when you
Shaka
Shaka
Zulu
I
on them.
remember that.
Mhm.
like
Shaka
just
Zulu
the
on
day.
Mhm.
When we dropped Shaka Zulu on them, no one was even listening to hip hop. Like mainstream. Hip hop wasn't playing on radio, hip hop wasn't playing on TV.
And to be honest, for a minute there,
Mhm.
when that song dropped, I was so sure it was South African song. Because you guys got Ground Zero shoot.
Yeah.
And the production was on point. In my mind, I'm like,
I sold my PSP, I sold my games, I sold my phone.
Diplomat son. Where did
You
you
sold everything for you to contribute to the video.
The boys will tell you till today the
Yeah.
sacrifices we made to pay Ground Zero for that. Guys, this was back. These are school
Give us a
guys.
figure.
Yes.
Back then, how much did? Okay, but no, let me not be that guy. Let me not be that. Okay, but you know what? For school kids, it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money, and it's money we didn't have. So like each of us, we all had like, okay, you raise this much, you raise. I had to sell my console. I sold my phone. I sold games, and we raised it, and we put money together
For the love of music.
for the love of music, just to shoot that video.
I noticed and the chintu chimochona mwelesana because but Zone Farm sets a certain standard
Wow.
for Zambian music videos because akale back then like I was a huge fan of Zone Farm. I was literally I was a huge fan.
Yes, please. Yes, please. You're still a fan even now.
Yes, I'm still a fan.
Mind
But,
yourself.
yes,
Cheers.
this he knows.
Yeah.
Mwasa setting a certain standard and bar for Zambian music or Zambian groups or somewhere how hard was it to maintain it? You know, we keep selling things, you were a school person and things like that. Chapo selection.
But it became part of the sacrifice. So we realized after creating Shaka Zulu on them that now you can't drop. Because if you drop,
You
then
maintain.
you disappear. You know,
You
so we
maintain.
need to maintain that. Things got sold. Even yes.
What else got to I would like to
What
know.
was the first pay?
The first pay.
When did it hit you that we have something here? And that's what I mean when I say the first pay.
The first day when Shaka Zulu dropped. So back then, YouTube views, 12 views, 8 views. Shaka Zulu on the first day that it came out, it hit 2,000 views.
Yeah.
In the first day that it came out. And I remember that was the highest back then.
Yeah.
And then the noise around it, because no one listens to hip hop. Who are these guys? What's going on? But the response to that video, that's when we realized. We actually got a call from MTV, and they're like, "Would like to play this video." We submitted. They never played it, but
They asked.
at least they asked.
That's what
you know.
mattered.
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
so excited. And I remember that they were walking to arcades when Duncan gave us the call. It's like MTV just called. Yeah. We're like, guys, we made it.
That's so much time.
We made it. You know.
Yeah.
Soon we're gonna be driving. We're gonna be getting on buses.
Come
you know?
down.
No, but that's the vision that we had in our head. Like we wanted to be international stars. We just-
When did you feel? How much money? Because I mean, I'm looking at all this sacrifice. It means that you guys were getting your own money and then putting it on the
Bloody
table and
hell.
all that. The question is, the first amount of money that made it feel worth it that you guys put in, the little money that you put in, how much was it?
After we dropped Chikali, we performed at, it was not Cavendish. There was a university there was a pageant, a beauty pageant we performed at.
Is it Evelyn Hong Kong?
Evelyn Horn. Yes, yes.
I was there.
Evelyn Horn.
No,
That show we
No, real talk.
Real talk, you were there?
we got paid 1,500 kwacha.
That was a lot back then.
Not even back, like, we got paid from performing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Back
yeah.
then we were performing in clubs for, recognition.
Oh, yeah.
Getting the
yeah.
name out there. Who are these guys?
Mm.
That was our pay.
Mm.
Evelyn Horn called us and they were like, we're going to have you guys perform. We're going to pay you. Hey, you're going to pay. Oh yes, please pay. And the pay, I know it doesn't sound like a big amount, but
Yeah.
to kids who love what they do,
Mhm.
and after all those sacrifices to get money back, no matter how much it is,
Yeah.
yo,
It's
that night
nice.
after we got paid, yo, we're so happy, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ah, we're so happy, bro. No. When your parents go, where are you? I'm at work.
Right.
I'll be back.
They go graft. Someone and graft.
Let's get being signed by Taurus.
That was a big contract for us.
Mhm.
That was a big contract. That was our opportunity to play on a continental
You guys were the
level.
first though.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. We were the first acts under Taurus music. And I would like to proudly say we helped get Taurus the continental recognition that it did because of Kontolola.
Yeah.
Kontolola was the biggest song on the continent,
Bye, bye, yeah.
and that was because of us,
Mhm.
but going into that contract, we already knew what we're capable of.
Yeah.
It's just that we didn't have Kontolola yet, but we knew that we are one song away,
Mhm.
one song away.
Quite a breakthrough.
And that was that moment when we signed that contract, and that's the reason why we signed that contract. We're like, you know what? It's time that the continent hears us, because we locally we did. I mean, we won every award that was
Out there.
available at the time in Z. You know.
Yeah.
So now it was like, you know what? We need to aim higher.
Mhm.
What's next? What's the next level? And that's when we signed that contract.
Let me push you fast forward to, the breakup.
Mhm.
And I don't want to talk about that, but I want to talk about the emotion on your end, because everyone has this side of the story. But let's talk about the emotional side for you,
For you.
as the person that has to leave these guys who you got on planes with,
Mhm.
and and the funny thing is, for Jay and for all these other guys, maybe at the time they didn't get on planes, but they got on planes because of the group.
Mhm.
Let's talk the emotions between you guys and the conversation at the time.
For me, it was very emotional because number one, people must remember that I had to make a sacrifice and leave South Africa and relocate to Z. Because like this is the dream, this is the focus, this is what I'm gonna do. So when we got to that point where it was time for us like now to focus on other things, the biggest emotional aspect for me was like now I have to go back. And not only go back, now I feel like I have to start from scratch. The same way when I was coming to Z, I felt like I'm starting from scratch. When I went back to SA, I started from scratch. So for me, it was very, very emotional, man. And it was one of those, like I won't even lie. I won't even try and lie or pretend or whatever. It hit me hard. It hit me hard because I was like, after all these years, you know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, the awards, the accolades and everything that we've
But
done.
it's not what
You know what I mean?
wanted.
But yeah, but for me, I felt like this can't be it.
There's
you know?
more.
Yeah, like there has to be more behind it. But at that time, like emotions make you, and that's the reason why I took the break from music that I did. That's why for like 2 years,
2 years,
I didn't put anything out because I was like, you know what? I'm
This
done.
will never be.
Yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
done. Like like let me focus on
Mom and
something
dad
else.
were right.
Hey.
And that
And when I got back into the country, it's like
Welcome.
really?
Prodigal
It
side.
means you're back. Okay. No, welcome. But maybe now you will learn. So it was a bitter pill to swallow, and it was very hard. At that point for me, even after everything we've achieved, to me it felt like failure. It's like, okay, you started this amazing thing, and then it just dies out. So like,
What
that's
now?
it, So it hit me hard, but at the same time, like I said, I'm very disrespectful. I was like, okay, you know what? Game on.
Game on.
Game on. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's going on. And I decided that from that point on, I told myself, I'm not going to do music unless I know that when I go into this, that's what's waiting for me and it's going to come.
If I'm a young artist, as he's coming through, if I'm a young artist and I'm thinking about starting music, what's the lesson for you?
The first thing, I'll tell you what they never told me. Make sure that you are ready. don't do it for the fame. Don't do it because you want to be known. Like you actually have to love what you do, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Anyone can be a musician nowadays, guys. You just need the equipment and the internet. Anyone can upload on Spotify. You can upload on AudioMac. Everyone can call themselves an artist. You know what I mean? But if you don't have the passion and if you don't love what you do, believe me, you're not gonna last long. You're not gonna last. This industry is hard. People must realize that. There's this thing that goes around where people think that do a musician. Oh, okay. It was rough for school, right? You know what I mean?
Like, like you're down. That's why you're doing music.
That's the general thing that's out in the air. There's more to this, bro. Like there's hard work and mad sacrifice. It's not easy.
Okay, so Nico, to come and share with you.
Yes,
one
please.
is about your album, the other one is about something close to the zone farm situation. Hello, what were the South Africa? Were you talking to each other like as friends before? How was the relationship? Nabina, Dogs, how was the relationship? Let me ask the second one, so I should answer them together. 2020, December, you dropped album, It What Forever Young. Mixtape actually, yeah. Yes,
everyone calls them albums. I'm accepted now.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there are too many, so let's just say album.
Yeah.
What did that mean for you after taking a break for like a long time? Yeah.
Okay, to answer the first question, even though people may come up with their own theories, those are my brothers, man. Like a good decade, like 10, 15 years of my life is with these people. You know, those are my brothers. We used to talk, even though you argue, you clash, but at the end of the day, we used to talk. Like those are my brothers. That never changed. Even now, every time I come in Z, I'm going to be with the boys. Everyone, it's obvious. Like you can check the social medias. We're always together. Like what I mean, it is what it is. Those are my brothers. And to drop COVID Files and Forever Young, for me, it was the cocky side of Young Verbal. Because when you go quiet, your haters will pop up.
Yeah,
I mean? Yeah. The first thing they'll say, Nasi, when you put up a picture, if it's not music related, you all the time update motivational speeches, my picture, Anasi. So for me, I used to see all of that when I wasn't making music. I used to see all of that, and the first thing I would think, I'm like, after everything
we've done
we've done, not just for you, like the country, to put it on an international platform.
Yeah.
To come and say
we haven't seen another award of your kind
and I
come to this country.
I hope someone does it. I really hope someone does it, but at the end of the day, it's also a reminder that it's not just you do it and it happens. There's hard work. There's hard work. You can pop off. You can be the best-selling artist in the country for like a year or two plus. But at the end of the day, there's certain things that don't just come just because you're popular.
Nice.
Certain things come from hard work and actually putting the work in. You know what I mean? So for me, when I was seeing all those updates, again, the disrespectful side of Young Bob, I was like, okay, you know what? Game on. If you guys really think that I can't make music, something that I've been doing my whole life, let's see what's good. I went into studio, recorded.
Wait, sure. Were you recording because you felt pressured by the haters or Avant, or maybe it was just like time to get back in the studio?
It's a combination of both. Let me not lie.
Pressure
because the pressure was there, but it was also because, like I said, I'm like the ambition of an artist. If you say Yenasi, let me prove you wrong. You can't say that. Like I should tell you that boy, it's done. Like I don't have anything else in me, But you can tell me. It's my talent. It's my talent. So you can tell me what to do with it. You know what I mean?
So now you're back in the country.
Yes, sir.
Are we likely to see another 2 years off? Because I love your music personally.
No,
I need to put that on the table. Effie has this theory that artists should never go for vacation.
Never.
Okay.
If you go for a vacation, never talk to me.
Okay.
Never submit your song to me.
So now are you here for good? And what's next?
Before I answer, I have a question for Effie. Welcome to my show, first of all.
Yeah.
I'd like to welcome you.
You need to speak how she speaks.
Yeah, I'd like to welcome you to the show. Thank you for being here.
That's how I speak.
I have a question for you. You as a radio DJ.
Okay.
Do you go on vacation?
Nah. Do you know the vacation we're talking about? Going quiet on your fans.
You got 2 years without us.
No.
But what if you're having an emotional breakdown, guys? What happens
no,
then?
No.
Well, first and
Cry in
foremost,
the music.
if you decide to swim, make sure you know that it's getting wet.
Yes.
So if you decide to be an artist,
Yeah,
come on.
You're not new.
That's it. Come down, dirty.
Bars.
Dirty. Come back.
Return to the civilization. Come.
Now we had a lost
Okay,
job.
look, I agree and I disagree at the same time. Guys, you forget one thing.
That you're human beings too.
Artists are humans, guys.
No.
A human can't be a machine and be constant.
No,
We're the same people if
verbal.
If my mixtapes were whack. You're the same people like, just listen to this.
At least you would have given us something. Those
Not
of us that
2
love
years.
you. Those of us that love you.
I gave you my singles and motivational updates.
No.
I used to tweet motivational. I gave you pictures.
No.
I gave you pictures. Okay.
Okay, look. This we need another show.
Yeah, but
going forward.
Like Cape Town, I took pictures. When I was on vacation, I had party.
Your Cape Town is like Unata.
let me ask him one quick
Go
question
ahead.
before we can conclude. We don't know but assuming we have A and B, just assume A and B. I don't want you to answer what and so on.
This is famous
This is my
question.
favorite question to every artist who is known both A and B. Okay?
They walked up to you.
Now we are young verb and to join a whole team, yes. Would you accept?
This is a trap. This is a trap. I would accept because I don't back down from a challenge.
Okay, so would you also accept to do some hip hop song for someone?
Politician.
Position? You said you don't back down to
A challenge, okay, but it depends on which party. Because the people.
You know, because you're from South Africa, you would definitely go for Unique.
Me though.
You did a lot of things for South Africa.
Yeah. Okay, but now here's the thing. Imagine Young Bobo doing any political song. Don't crucify me.
Oh man.
Imagine, not because of party or what. No.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to obey?
I'm gonna it up.
All of a sudden. And I love Zed too much, man. I wouldn't want to do anything to make my family, and when I say my family, I don't like calling them my fans because they're not that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do anything to make my family have to defend me to people. It wouldn't be unfair. It would be very unfair.
I have to let you go, man.
yeah.
It's fine. You've been waiting the whole time to get rid of me. It's fine.
No.
It's
Just
just
like
okay.
that. Last words. And what's coming up next
Yeah.
for Young Fur?
Robert Cartel Music, the Melanin Boys were in the building. Listen here, at Young Verbal on all platforms. Hit me up. You guys already know what it is. New music, new visuals, new content, new artists. We're coming hard. It's about to be a movie. They call me Young.
Movie. I want to be.
Coming hard.
Yeah.
Return back.